Without third-party coin grading companies, coin collecting would not exist as we know it today. Stay tuned to see what I'm talking about. First, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. If you come over here to my website, you can see all the coins that I have for sale, some of the coins that were in my videos, so check out portsmouthcoinshop.com. Okay, let's get into this. First off, I want to talk about the history. Okay, we know that Dr. Sheldon came up with the 1 through 70 scale to grade large cents. It started out to be a scale for large cent grading. That was in 1949. In 1977, we had the official ANA standards for United States coins. And one thing that you notice when you look through this is that this is the grades that's covered in the Mint State. Okay, you have 60, 65, and 70. You can see that there. And then you had, I believe this one came out in the first one in 7270. This is the actual photo grade, and this one only went to AU50. Okay, so in the 80s, dealers started to grade coins as far as deciding upon a system. One of them was Alan Hager. Now, he started the AccuGrade system in the company AccuGrade. He was supposedly, from what I've read, was the first company to actually put coins in a hard plastic holder. And I think PCGS, they had some drama with that, and like I said, they claim to be the first. Well, I'm not getting into that part of it. The main part of it is that he had his own way of grading coins. And this one here is actually a signed copy of his book. It has his price guide at Silver Specialist Incorporated and AccuGrade Monthly price guide from Mortgage and Peace. He had a different way of grading them, assigning the grades, used A1, A2, and different things like that. But the bottom line is that even in his book, Mint State 65 was pretty much mentioned. You had some other grades, like I think it looks like it had something like this. Not really sure. I never read this book much. I bought it because someone brought it in to me. I haven't really studied it out, but it's got M.S.-67. I'm not really sure if that is implying 67. It seems like it is. So, it graded everybody. Let's say, accepted the fact that there's a 70 coin, which was considered perfect, but we know it's not a coin without imperfections now, and that it's very rare to get a 70 in the past. Now, it's more common now with modern coins. Then we all know we had 65 as a gem, but grades like 66 and 67, 64, they really didn't exist for these people. They didn't exist at first. They didn't exist until PCGS, NGC, and AccuGrade came on the scene here. And what's important to note about that is that it broke down and used more of the Sheldon scale, okay? And that added more values to coins. Created the rare coin market as we know it today. And what I want to talk about, I want to show you here what we have as far as the system's concerned. So I'm over here on Wikipedia. It has a pretty good article on it. It describes basically the Sheldon scale, a little bit of history. Then it comes down to the alpha. So we have an alpha numeric, and that means we have fine 12, like fine, and we add the 12 to it, and we shorten it as F12, or very fine 20. So that's our alpha numeric. That's what we have now. We've expanded the Sheldon scale to become what we have today. And there's been some who think that we should be on a 100-point scale, where we're grading 1 to 100. Sheldon came up with his because he felt like a 70 coin would be 70 times more valuable than a 1. So this is not the most perfect, but without the grading companies assigning different grades, I mean, we would not have all these values. We would not have that opportunity to find the 66 for a 32 and make about, $700 or whatever, or a 67 to put in our registry set. Even though we see the inconsistencies Even though we think sometimes people bring up the fact it looks like there's a buddy system going on in the grading companies, where people go in and they know each other, or someone knows somebody and they're buddies and friends, or they're big time dealers or big time companies in the business, numismatic companies like Heritage. A lot of people think, oh, they grade their coins higher and better. I mean, that's never been proven. I mean, it's just this opinion that people throw out there, but they get frustrated. People thinking their coins are getting switched, and there's all kinds of conspiracy theories. And there's nothing wrong with a conspiracy theory. Obviously, if they're conspiring to do something like that, and there's more than one person doing it, then it's kind of a conspiracy. But that's not the point. It's never been proven that all this stuff is happening. But the bottom line is we know there are inconsistencies, and coins can be resubmitted and graded again a different grade. But nonetheless, that's the cons of the whole thing. The pros, I think, outweigh the cons here, because you have a chance, if you found an original roll of Washington quarters, that you could send those off and get one of these grades and make you some money. You know, it gave an excitement to the business. Like me, it was exciting for me because I can find original rolls, go through them and send them off for grading. And yeah, I get frustrated. Yes, I get head scratchers. I get a lot of coins back that don't meet the grade that I thought they should. And a lot of times it seems like you always get that 1 point below where it jumps. I mean, it happens almost every time, it seems like. And that's the frustration of it. Resubmissions is part of the business. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I am an advocate of artificial intelligence grading. I think that's the next step to actually get a real standard instead of human beings coming up with stuff. I mean, we can teach the artificial intelligence what we know, and it'll always be that every single time. The same coin will get graded the same way. That might smash a lot of people's hopes here. Maybe that's the reason why it hasn't come about. I've heard a lot of different stories about it. But the bottom line is we would not have coin grading. We would not have coin collecting as we know it now without the grading companies. Third-party grading companies took it to another level, and it's been maintained that way. You can say, we don't need grading companies, take all that out. Then what do you have? I think my coin's a Mint State 65. Then I'm going to have to find somebody that agrees with me. I'm going to have to look all over the United States or all over my town or whatever and try to find somebody that's going to pay me what this says a 65 is. So let's just say that. I think my coin's a 67. I'm looking for someone who's got 12 grand or 11 grand, whatever it might be, to throw at my coin. You're not going to find that. It's not going to happen. That is a pipe dream. That is a fantasy. No one's going to do that. It's got to be in that third-party grading holder. And you can see it over here all the time. People will pay money for coins, but they've got to be in these holders. They have to be 67 holders. They have to be in 66 holders, 67 plus holders. That's another thing. We added the plus grades, which I don't really care too much for myself. But that's the only way. This is what coin collecting is today. I think that the pros outweigh the cons of the grading system. I just think that we just need to agree to improve it, make it better with technology that we have, instead of staying in the dark ages of it. So, thanks for watching my latest video. Please hit the bell, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day.